the tutorial for the honors acid-base homework for page 2. We're going to do some acid, base, and salt naming. All right, so the first thing, I'm only doing the ones I have listed here and the next 2 slides. All right, so let's look at HNO3. We want to decide if it's an acid, base, or a salt, and then we want to name or give the formula for the compound. So if you remember from your lesson, acids will produce a hydrogen ion or 3O+. It'll be either one of these. Okay, so if it starts with an H, that's usually going to be an acid. Okay, and then we can go into naming. So H is hydrogen. And NO3 is one of your polyatomic ions you should be able to recognize. So if you're looking at the back side of your periodic table or on the front side, depending on which kind you have your list of polyatomic ions, and NO3 is going to be nitrate. So, all right, and then for bases, it will usually produce an OH negative. Okay, so if you see an OH in there, that's going to be a base. All right, and then we can go into naming. So this is going to be sodium. And OH is another one of your polyatomic ions, and that's going to be hydroxide. All right, then this next one we have sodium and NO3. Okay, so that's neither one of an acid or a base. So this is going to be a regular ionic compound or a salt. Okay, and then Na is sodium. NO3 is nitrate. And boom, you have your name, sodium nitrate. All right, next one, number 14. Okay, we want to find out if strontium bromide is an acid, base, or salt. So first, I'm actually going to do our formula. That might be a little bit easier. So if you don't remember how to do this, remember number 1, you have your 4-step ionic naming. So 1 is your formula, or your elements, your symbols. Part 2 is your oxidation number or your charges. Part 3 is crisscross. And then part 4 is reduce and erase. Okay, so strontium is going to be SR. And bromide, since it has that IDE, is just going to be the element. Now if it were ATE or ITE, that's whenever you can tell if it's a polyatomic ion. Okay, so that's just going to be bromide, so Br. So part 2 is my oxidation number. You can look at the top where your group number is to find that out. Strontium is in group 2, so that's going to be +2 because it's a metal. And then bromine is in group 17, so it's going to be -1. Okay, and then my next part is to crisscross. So I'm going to take that 2 down here, take that 1 down here, and then write my final formula. It's going to be SR1, BR2, and I don't need to write the 1, so it's just going to be SR, BR2. Okay? And then looking at it, neither one of these are hydrogen or oxygen, so this is just a salt, your regular ionic compound. All right, moving on to number 19, we've got hydrosulfuric acid. Okay, so let's go ahead and name, well, we got acid right there, so this is going to be an acid. And then we can go ahead and write out my formula. Okay, so hydrosulfuric is going to have both hydrogen, oops, I don't know what happened to my pen there, hydrogen, and sulfuric acid is SO3 + 2, so sulfate. All right, hydrogen is -1, not +1. All right, then we crisscross, so it's going to be H2SO3. And that's it for today.